Hi, it's Jamie from Guildbrook Farm, and welcome to the dirt. Think of the dirt as a getting to know you session, and today we're going to talk about what is next for Guildbrook Farm. But before I get into what's next, I'm just gotta say, had a little kitchen accident, grease splatter. Yeah. When I say that I'm afraid of saws because I'm not detail oriented, I probably should not be playing with saws. So right after that, kind of had a little grease spatter accident. So if you're wondering what's wrong with my face, that's what happened to my face. All right, so what is next for Guildbrook Farm? All right, so to give you a quick recap, those of you guys who are new to the channel, 2014 is about the time that we decided we need a change. We don't like the direction we're going in. We didn't like the corporate life. We wanted to completely change things upside down, become more self-sustainable, and we needed to figure out a path. 2015 is when we decided that we are definitely going down this path, and it's going to incorporate a bunch of prepper elements, a bunch of homesteading elements, a bunch of like money-saving elements, and just being more self-sustainable in general, as well as conservative, more environmentally conscious, and also, you know, basically providing our own income, not working for someone else, setting up streams of income. So that's what we decided in 2015, and we also started doing our research. 2016, we got into chickens, and we also really bumped up our prepping and our canning in 2016. 2017, we got into goats, and we set up a market for selling rainbow eggs, and we've got some more chickens to feed that market, got some ducks, got a goose, and then, whoa, put on the brakes. We found out that we can't have goats on our property, and neighbors aren't quite appreciative of having free-ranging birds, and so on and so forth. So we got rid of everything except for these guys back here, which are our breeding stock of Dorkings and one little Cochin. So does that mean it's the end of Guildbrook Farm? Heck no. We are only just at the very tip of the iceberg on our journey, and we are not going to let something like this stop us from going down the path that we want to go down. So what's next for us? Well, at this particular moment, we are currently looking to move to a different property. Now, we have quite a few limitations. I mentioned this in another video. One being we have to stick to a limited radius. Another being that within that limited radius, we're trying to find unrestricted property, like no HOAs, property where we can have our goats and basically do what we want to do. And it is hard, guys. We are looking within a 2-hour radius, 2-hour commute in all directions of where we need to be. And there is like little to nothing, especially when it comes to any kind of land. We'd ideally like to have something around, you know, the 5 to 10 acre mark. It's tough, guys, especially in our price range. So right now we are looking for that property. We're trying to find it. We don't think there's going to be any issues whatsoever selling our property. We just don't want to sell and then have no place to move. And we most certainly aren't going to get into a rental situation. That's just not even an option. So we've considered a bunch of different things. We've considered moving to bare land and living in an RV. We considered moving to fixer-up property, and we looked into moving to a similar house on a similar property. So all these options, everything's on the table. We're keeping our mind open to whatever possibilities might pop up, and we think that property is going to pop up. It just might take a little time. So that's what we're doing right now. So I know a lot of you guys are wondering, what are you looking for in property? Can you take us along on this journey? Well, I will tell you what we're looking for, but I have to say that this is not going to be our ideal property. This is not going to be our final property. Again, we are stuck to a limited radius for the next couple years while the kids are little. And so we are looking for an interim property that we are going to be able to sell after 7 years, and that it's going to retain the same value, if not sell for more. And that's going to fund our final property. So keep that in mind when I go through the list of things that we're looking for. So one, it has to retain its value. It has to be in a good area where we're going to make our money back on it. Two, it's got to have a workshop. Or we have to get it cheap enough where we can build a workshop, because Jeremy really wants to expand his workshop things that he's doing. I know he wants to get a lot more into cabinetry and that kind of stuff, start selling it, marketing it. So a workshop is a top priority for us. Three, trying to find that unrestricted property, or at least ag-friendly property. And again, this is really, really tough, guys, in our particular area, because we want to have the goats. As a matter of fact, I had to go and get some dairy items this past week, and oh my God, like, the cost of dairy is ridiculous. It's just $8 a gallon, and that's cheap. That's just for milk. That's not goat milk or anything. That's just regular cow milk. And then eggs. I had to go buy eggs because we got rid of our layers, and $5.50 a dozen, and that's conventional eggs. It's not non-GMO. It's not organic. Just conventional eggs from a local farm. $5.50 a dozen. So yeah, we definitely need to be able to be in an ag-friendly place where we can build back up our chickens and get some more goats and have some dairy animals. We'd love to get into some pigs, just kind of test raising up a pig and possibly getting breeding stock in a couple years if that works out. So yes, that is the kind of things that we are looking for. I'm not sure how far we'll be able to take it on the next property. It really just depends on what we find. We might not find something that's 5 to 10 acres. We might end up having to settle for something that's 4 acres and not have pigs or something like that. So we'll have to see what we have to work with and what compromises we'll have to make on that next property. Also, garden, huge deal. I definitely want to expand the garden. Learned a lot of lessons the last 2 years in gardening down here in North Carolina. And I really think that I need to get into raised beds. Just based on the vole issues that we have and a lot of the blight that's in the soil, and the fact that I really want to get into adding more minerals and supplements to the soil to produce more nutrient-dense foods. I really think that the best way to go for us is raised beds. So a property that is going to allow us to put in some raised beds, maybe 1 a year or something like that. We'll keep adding on. That's going to be important. I'd like to try and probably get into some row gardens as well. Just kind of test that down here as well as a comparison. So have the raised garden bed and then do some sort of row planting where I'm not using mulch. I gotta say, as far as the mulch, it does really well with retaining water down here, but there are some downsides to having mulch, and that would be it compacts the soil, and also, at least when it comes to wood mulch, and then when you're using anything like hay or straw, it harbors slugs, and it harbors rodents like voles. They really like that kind of stuff. So I'd like to try and do just the bare land and see how that works as a test comparison. And that's something else we're looking for in our next property. So how long is this going to take? I have no idea. Again, we can't really list our house until we find that property. So it could take another couple days. Could take another couple months. We're kind of getting into the off season here with finding property, so it might not be till next spring. So we don't know, but we'll definitely keep you posted on that. And in the meantime, what does that mean for the channel? We sunsetting the channel? Heck no, guys. We have so many skills that we need to learn that really doesn't really have a lot to do with the next property. It's a lot of things that we can do here, and that is what we are going to focus on and concentrate on. And we are going to fine-tune those skills. We are going to try and learn a few new skills, and we're going to take you along on that journey week after week as we try and experiment with new things. Anything we figure out, we're going to share it with you guys. So this particular channel, it's not about homesteading. It's not about how many animals we have. It's not about animal husbandry. It's not about canning. It's not about prepping. It's about our journey. It's about our journey to become more self-sustainable, and it incorporates all of those things. So if any one of those things goes away, it doesn't mean that that's the end of the channel, because we're still here and we're still on this journey. We're still on this path to becoming more self-reliant, more self-sustainable, and we're going to take you guys along with us. So that's our update. That's what's been going on, and we are super excited to be moving on to this next phase of our lives. And yeah, we're a little bit anxious to get going, so we hope that we find that property sooner rather than later, but all in good time. We think it'll appear when it's ready to appear, or show up in the listing when it's ready to show up. So we're gonna keep our eyes peeled, keep you posted. If you like this kind of stuff, like, subscribe, keep you posted on our journey. Thanks for watching.